Hi gals, I'm here for my 24-week update, and this week I'm tired, y'all, and I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I feel like there's always so much going on, and that sometimes I'm tired, and I realize what it's like to really be tired. So this week I'm 24 weeks and 4 days right now. I hit 24 weeks while at a birth this week, and then went straight from that birth to another birth, and ended up being gone from home for, around 48 hours. That was a long haul. Both births were challenging. Some births are super smooth. We call them butter births, and other births take more work for the moms. And so both of these births were pretty intense, and one was really a long one. So, I still feel like I'm kind of reflecting on that and learning from that and recovering from that. One thing at the births, I tend to eat really well at a birth because the family usually has stocked up on food and they're always happy for us to eat. And at this really long birth, my preceptor, that's my supervising midwife, actually sent me to the grocery store, which was like 5 minutes away because she wanted me to make sure that I had plenty to eat. And so, I went and bought like sandwich fixings and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I eat well, but sometimes you're pretty busy when you're at a birth. There are times when we're just sitting and waiting, and especially for the long birth, that was there, but it's tiring, just because of the energy and, the effort that the mom's putting out and then on you too. So anyways, that was, the first couple days of 24 weeks was in that space. And then things really didn't slow down after that I got home late Monday evening, and Tuesday morning I had a meeting with a SCORE advisor. I can't remember if I talked about this before, but I met with her about a month ago, and I can't remember what the SCORE acronym stands for, but it's like a mentoring thing that the Small Business Association organizes, and it's in many different communities. And it's just business people and entrepreneurs in a community who want to help support new entrepreneurs or existing entrepreneurs and businesses who want mentoring and help. And so there's a SCORE chapter in Traverse City, which is kind of near me. And so I met with a mentor last month. I specifically requested to meet with a female SCORE mentor. And I met with two, and then the second one, she had a conflict to her calendar, but I was able to meet with one of them again, kind of as a follow-up, and I didn't want to miss that meeting. So I went to that, and she had lots of good ideas for me, hopefully to help me kind of get the website revved up again, especially, I think I've communicated this before, but I especially really want to get things going well before the baby comes, because I don't want to be stressed about the website and trying to juggle a new baby. I just want to enjoy my new baby. So anyways, so that's, she gave me some great ideas for natural birth and baby care. Things that, they're probably pretty logical, but they're not things I thought of or things that I really had the confidence, I guess, in myself. And she's really encouraged me, to put myself out there and reach out to people, to influencers especially, with my site and with my resources. And so hopefully I'm going to meet with her again in another 4 weeks. I have a list of homework, and hopefully, that's going to be helpful. So that was good. That was energizing. I was able to go visit one of the moms who had her baby after that, which was nice to be able to see her. And then yesterday, yesterday I did prenatal appointments, not one of mine, but went into town to do those. And those were good. Well, one was a postpartum appointment and sweet 2-week-old baby, and that was really nice to be able to just cuddle with that baby. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot the last few days. I feel like I really haven't had time to sit down and think much about myself. Things with the pregnancy that I'm noticing, I still like overall, other than just the fatigue and the busyness and the stress, which is not really at all related to the pregnancy, I feel really good still. Like I said before, this baby is super active, and I've definitely started to notice. I actually really haven't had time to lay down and like just palpate and feel the baby. And Scott and I still need to do the video where we show you how to use the fetoscope and palpate. He's going to help me film it. Maybe we can try and do that tomorrow. But anyways, like just feeling the baby, like from feeling the inside, the baby's movements, like it feels to me that the movements are starting to change. Like I'm still getting kicks and things, but sometimes I can feel like sliding movements and stuff. Basically just the baby's getting bigger, and that's pretty cool. So that makes me really happy. I have a prenatal appointment for me next week, which it's hard to believe that it's almost been a month, but I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, like my nails are still growing crazy fast. But otherwise, you know, pregnancy symptom-wise, I realized I forgot to show y'all my belly on last week's video. I feel like I'm really poking out now, which makes me a little self-conscious, but I also feel like it's all baby. Like, otherwise, the weight is like all in my thighs, which I don't like very much, but you know, whatever. But like the baby is like basketball baby kind of thing, which I think is kind of cute. I do kind of wish I wasn't poking out quite so much. I'll show y'all in a few minutes, but it is what it is. And I've got some maternity dresses that I think look cute and that sort of thing. So I feel good pregnancy wise and feel good about the baby. I've been having crazy dreams again. There was a couple weeks there where I wasn't having a lot of dreams, and then all of a sudden I'm having crazy dreams, and kind of back to the large building house theme. Last night's dream was especially weird. But it involved like us buying a large house or living in a large house. I'm not sure if we were buying it or not, but said that, you know, that theme is there again, which is kind of weird. And just really, really vibrant dreams. I've had a couple of nightmares, one involving family, like my birth family, which was, you know, kind of came out of nowhere. And, you know, just a couple other random things, but mostly the dreams have just been bizarre pregnancy dreams. So that's been something that I've noticed more coming back. The other thing is I'm definitely consistently walking. I think I shared last week that that I'm really enjoying the Fitbit, and that I'm really, you know, it's really helping me consistently walk pretty much every day. Like my goal is to hit a minimum of 5,000 steps. My goal set on the Fitbit is 8,000 steps. I don't hit that most days, but again, like I shared last week, I'm definitely changing habits. Like I'll get up and then I talk to my dad on the phone for, you know, for like an hour and a half last night, just him sharing what was going on with him and me sharing what was going on with me, because we hadn't talked in a week or so. And so while I was on the phone, because I've got a little Bluetooth headset for my phone, so I had that in, and I just had the phone sitting, and I was in here because the kids and Scott were listening to an audiobook out front while I was talking. And so I just left the phone like sitting on the bed, and then I kind of walked back and forth through the bedroom to hit my 8,000 steps. And that's like something I never would have done before. Like I never would have gotten up and just walked like that. And I never probably would have taken so many walks as we take in a day, or just looking for opportunities to get up and walk and get up and move. I've definitely been doing that a lot more, and I hope it's beneficial to me. I haven't really had a chance to look at like all my Fitbit stats, because it has all the pretty stats and things that it gives you in the app or the dashboard. But I did peek at the dashboard a couple of days ago, like on the Fitbit website. And since I got it, which was on Mother's Day, so, you know, what's that, about 3 weeks ago, maybe 3.5 weeks ago? And I've walked 60 miles since then, all total, which I'm sure some people would have gotten in a lot more, but to me, that's kind of like, whoa, I'm pretty impressed with myself. So, yeah, so I feel like I'm getting that exercise, and I definitely also want to start doing more. I really want to kind of get back to doing some Trim Healthy Mama work-ins a couple days a week, and maybe doing prenatal yoga or something, like on Saturday, maybe, because that's kind of our day of rest, and the prenatal yoga is just kind of a resty, stretchy thing. So I do want to start doing more of that, especially because I am feeling like, okay, starting kind of to look towards this baby is gonna come. I mean, I'm done 24 weeks, 16-ish weeks or so to go. So it's time to start thinking in that direction. I've noticed a little bit of soreness like I've had in my last several pregnancies. It actually kind of started in my second pregnancy, but chiropractic care was enough to take care of it. But like especially for my fourth pregnancy on, it's been pretty severe, having pelvic girdle pain. I like that. I don't like SPD, symphysis pubis dysfunction, or symphysis pubic dysfunction, which is what it's called in the United States. I like pelvic girdle pain, which is the term that's used in the UK, because I feel like it's much more descriptive. I mean, you know, SPD, like having a sore place on the pubic bone, like, you know, because you're right where your hips join together, at the symphysis pubis, that's a thing for many women, is just being sore right there. But it can go beyond that for a lot of women, and it did for me. And so I don't like something that makes it sound like it's so localized and limited when it's really like the entire pelvic girdle, which is why pelvic girdle pain works very well. Like all around the pelvis, like in the groin, like where your hips and thighs come up and meet into the sockets of the pelvic bone, and then in the sacrum, which is that bony plate at the back of your pelvis. And then like some women have sciatica and stuff, and I think that's related. But, you know, just pain all through there, and it can be pretty significant, like to the point where it's even debilitating, where you're hobbling, or where a woman can't really not even walk. It can be really, really problematic. And for me, it's been really bad. In my past few pregnancies, there have been some things that help, like wearing, I don't have it out right now, but wearing like a prenatal cradle, which is a maternity support garment. And the one that I use is like the, you know, the big mama of them all. It's got like a band that goes under the belly, and then straps that like crisscross up between your breasts, and then crisscross back again down your back, just to help provide a lot of support. It's not pretty, but you wear it under your clothes. You can't really wear a V-neck with it on, but it really makes a big difference. So that's something that helped. But it didn't totally take things away. Chiropractic care kind of helps, but didn't totally take things away. For me, regular walking did help. But as I was researching, because, you know, I felt passionate about it and wanted to help other women through my website, I actually did a class on pain in pregnancy, and I did extensive research, and I found like some exercises and things that you can basically do at home to complement chiropractic care or massage therapy or any body work that you're getting, or even physical therapy that you're getting for the condition, and it really made a difference. So all of that to say, I've definitely started noticing, especially on walks, kind of twinges of that soreness again. And I have laid down a couple times to do the exercises, and I feel like it was way more debilitating and painful by this point in pregnancy. Like especially I'm thinking about my fifth pregnancy with my daughter Honor, which I was in massive amounts of pain like early in the second trimester, and it was really, you know, it was really around 20 or 21 weeks or so. I struggled a lot with depression early in that pregnancy, actually, and so it was really around the halfway point that I kind of was able to pull out of that. My midwife was helpful, and she also encouraged me to do things to take care of myself physically and address that pain. And so, you know, that's something I really remember very clearly. And here I am at 24 weeks, well past that point, and I really haven't even had any pain. So I think that, you know, I think that those exercises helped. I've also read a lot of Katie Bowman's information. She's a biomechanist, I don't know. I should talk to her. I should interview her for my podcast, actually. Anyways, she has a lot of information about pregnancy and movement and just alignment, and I think going through a lot of her information and starting to incorporate some of that has made a difference too, because, you know, the consensus is that there's something not right, like in the alignment of the pelvis when you're having that pain. It's not inevitable, but it isn't something that, you know, most practitioners know how to correct, because a lot of people just dismiss it as, oh, the pain of pregnancy. They don't realize that this is an alignment thing. So anyways, I haven't had a lot of that, and I'm hopeful that it's going to stay that way. I'm hopeful that I don't need to use the prenatal cradle. I don't mind using it, but I'm going into a summertime here when it's hot and I'm not going to want anything extra on me. Another thing, a couple more things I brought to show you, if I can, that are related to that are things that help. So one is my pregnancy pillow. I bought this in my last pregnancy, so, you know, it doesn't look brand spanking new or anything, but this is the one I got. Let me see if I can tell you what it is. So it's a Leechco one, which I think that's one of the big brands. And it's been pretty good to me. I like it. I wish it was like right here, which is really where I put my legs, because I like to put it between my legs because separating my hips hurt. And I wish that it was puffier, like here where, you know, there only like my feet rest or even nothing rests in some of my positions at night. It's really puffy still, but here it's been compressed, and I wish that it had stood up a little bit better, because that was something I noticed even by the end of my last pregnancy. And of course now I've contemplated maybe even getting like an inexpensive pillow at Walmart or something and stuffing it, because you can get into the pillow itself is sealed up in its own pillow thing. You can take this cover off and wash it, which is nice. But I've thought about maybe just stuffing inside just inside of here, just to give it some more firmness, because that gives more lift between the legs, which helps ease that pelvic pain. So anyways, on the whole, I like it. I've just started using it. I've only really used it a couple of nights. I haven't used it every night at all, which is again different than even in my last pregnancy. So I'm hopeful that the pelvic pain won't hurt as much. The other thing that's really helped me, and Scott finally reinflated this for me. It was I've been using it to sit at the desk in here, but it's kind of been getting lower and lower and lower. So he reinflated it for me. So this is my birth ball, which is it's just an exercise ball. And this one has now survived through, I think we got this when I was pregnant with Core One. And so, you know, it's been around the block a bit and been rolled on by a lot of kids, and it's got stuff on it from rolling all over the floor. But we bought this one because I think this is like the third one, and the first two died deaths to my cat's claws, and so I bought one that was supposed to be really heavy duty, and this one has stood up. So let me see. I don't know if this one has a brand name on it. Oh, it says Agile. There we go. I don't know if you can still find this or not, because like I said, it was a while ago since I bought it. But I like this. It's actually a little bit too inflated right now, but I know that in sitting on it, that'll adjust pretty quickly. But like especially in the morning, which is generally the worst time when I get up and have that soreness or stiffness, sitting on a birth ball or exercise ball for a little bit can be really helpful. So that's something else that really helps for those pregnancy aches and pains. I also really like it because it forces you to sit with good posture. So let me see if I can show you. Just on the edge of the bed. I'm not going to try and roll around on the birth ball. That's about as low as it's going to go, y'all. Sorry. But so like normally, you know, you can sit kind of like this with your pelvis tucked under and be all slouchy, which that's exaggerated. But the way that you're really supposed to sit is like, instead of tucking your pelvis under, you're supposed to like sit back, and you know, so that your body is, and I certainly don't have perfect posture, y'all, but you know, you're not, instead of like being kind of slouched like this, you're up, and it's not super exaggerated, like you don't want to flare your rib cage out, but actually if you like, let me put this back up, bringing your neck into alignment can help bring everything else where it's supposed to be. So your neck shouldn't be like this, which is the way most people's necks are today, kind of like you're a chicken. But instead, if you think about like pulling up from right here, I have a low ponytail, but especially if you have a high ponytail, like think about pulling your neck back. It kind of fixes everything all down the line, somewhat. I'm coming off of many decades at this point of poor posture, so I'm working on trying to fix it. But on the birth ball, you can't tuck your pelvis under and slouch because you will roll off the birth ball. Now I say that, and my kids have like found ways to be able to do it by like bracing their legs against a wall or something while they're sitting on it, which is ridiculous. But if you're just sitting on the birth ball without bracing yourself, really, you need to sit in good posture. And that's good because when you, let me see again, I'll try and lower. Like when you're all like this, it kind of encourages your baby's position to be poor. Whereas when you're up like this, it encourages better baby positioning. And at the point that I'm at, and where you might be in pregnancy earlier on, it's not as big of a deal. But as we get further along, it's just good to be aware that good posture and an upright posture encourages babies to be in a good position, which is with their backs to our front. I'll try and remember to bring like a baby model on in some weeks to show y'all. But anyways, so that, and sorry for moving everything around so much. So that is where I am this week, and tools that are helpful to me, and like every podcast that I record sitting on that birth ball and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's just really helpful. Otherwise, let me go ahead and show you my belly before I forget, and then I will be back to you next week. And the baby's kicking right now. Okay, so I show you my belly. I know you already kind of saw it. But, so like I said, definitely poking out quite a bit. This is a non-maternity t-shirt. Y'all have probably seen it a few times because it's one of my favorites. But yeah, I mean, and I really can't even suck it in very much. So like this is sucking it in all the way. And this is letting it go. So even when I suck in, it doesn't go in very much. So at my last prenatal appointment, I was measuring like a week or two ahead, but not much. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at some pictures of myself pregnant, but I suspect I look way more pregnant at 24 weeks with baby number 8 than I did with baby number 1 or 2. And since I'm wearing a t-shirt, I'll actually show you the baby belly. I like it. Baby kicks lots, and I feel kicks kind of all over right now. So they're not, I think baby's still flipping and flopping all over. But yeah, anyways, okay. I will talk to you ladies next week, and I hope that you have a blessed week.